Here it is, our first towing video with the brand new Tesla Cybertruck. Let's go do it. This would not be possible without a friend of the show, Eric, and Butter EV channel. This truck belongs to him. The trailer belongs to him. And also in this video, I want to show you some of the differences between a Cybertruck and a traditional pickup like a Ram 3500 1-ton Cummins diesel. So let's show how we unhooked the Cummins from the trailer first, and then let's hook up the Cybertruck. All right, Eric, so this is your Ram 3500 Cummins 8-foot bed.
Yes, 8-foot bed.
So when you said you had the Ram, I wanted to show it. This is it.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is my baby.
How long have you had this guy?
This one I've had for a little less than 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. About a year and a half.
And this is your trailer?
This is my trailer.
How long is this?
Hitch to bumper is 33 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. Living space is 26.
This is a sizable trailer. This is a large trailer.
Yeah.
So we're using the same hitch. We may have to adjust a little bit on the height of it, but we also have air suspension on the truck. All right, so I want to really judge this experience in relation to every other pickup truck that I've used over the last 20 years. And this has four-wheel steering, also has air suspension, and I want to see how the cameras, the suspension, and the steering actually help me or maybe not help me. So let me try to back up. The resolution is pretty high, so this is not bad. And it's telling me there's something behind me, but it hasn't beeped. There's no proximity sensors, nothing like that. Now I want to go into park, and I want to raise my suspension a little bit. It seems like I'm almost underneath the tongue, but I'm not getting any feedback from the truck about the distance or when to stop. Okay, actually, the resolution of the camera was pretty good. So, in fact, I'm lined up okay, so now I just need to lower the trailer. Alright, so it's squatting now, so let's see if it's gonna level itself out. I can hear it. The air compressor is on, and it looks like the suspension is trying to level itself. Okay, so that was relatively simple. The backing up process was really simple. I didn't feel like I was overdoing it with four-wheel steering. I was able to line it up directly underneath the trailer tongue without any other helpers like proximity sensors. Now I need to hook up the chains, but the hitch is way under there. They're a little bit short, the chains themselves, so I may need to do this. And then the breakaway cable I could put against around the hitch here so it's working properly. All right, lock the tongue and we're ready to go.
After a long day of filming cars and trucks, the very last thing I want to do is drive to a grocery store, figure out what to buy, go home, and make a meal. Well, that's where Factor Meals comes in. These are ready to eat after just a couple minutes in the microwave, and I would know how good they are because I eat these on a regular basis. Genuinely. Factor meals are designed by chefs and dietitians so they taste great and they even help me eat well. They have vegetarian meals, protein-packed options, and even gourmet meals. There are 34 plus different meals to choose from. Head to Factor75.com or click the link below and use code FASTLANETRUCK50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and free wellness shots for life. So these are the spinach ricotta shells. I really like this one. I've been using Factor for a few months now, and they're really good. They just are very satisfying to eat, and they're so incredibly easy. That's factor75.com, or click the link below and use code FastLaneTruck50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and free wellness shots for life. Choose 2 free wellness shots from 3 available flavors for every order while you are an active subscriber.
So Eric is gonna plug in the wiring. So as soon as he plugged in, trailer auxiliary power may be unavailable. Exiting and entering the vehicle may restore. Okay, we'll deal with that later. First, I want to make sure my gain is set up correctly. So that's interesting. Usually it goes from 0 to 10. Alright, but Tesla is allowing you to use 1/10 increments, which I haven't seen before. Usually it's just about half of gain, 0.05, 0.5. I'm gonna set it at 5, and then I'm gonna test the trailer brakes as I pull forward, and if I need to bring it back, I will. Now, boost. Trailer brake boost usually means how quickly does it react? Does it give you a lot of reaction at first? I'm gonna put it here for now so I can test it out. Also, there's a little blue symbol now telling me that there is a trailer plugged in behind me. Alright, now let me pull forward. Oh, I like this a little bit better now. So this trailer control is now here. Let me hold this. Oh yeah, I could feel the trailer brakes quite good. So I'm doing a trailer light check. I turned on the hazards in the Cybertruck. I can see both of the blinkers are working and also the running lights are working. I tested my brakes, and now actually let me show you the use of the steering wheel control for emergency brake actuation. Let's go check that out. So I can hit my main screen button for the vehicle. I can go under towing and hauling. Once again, I can monitor my trailer brake gain in trailer mode. And also it says right scroll wheel, trailer brake, tilt scroll wheel to the right, replaces follow distance control. So if I go into drive and try to pull away, yeah, it stops me. So I can hold my wheel to the right and look at the screen. It's actuating my brakes. I can see this line. So actually this is good. I do not have to take my hand off the steering wheel like I would do in some traditional truck. So this is good, and this is kind of similar to what Rivian is doing on their R1T truck that I tested. Let's get going. So in order to put it into drive, I should slide this up. It says D. There's also a control up here, so I can also put it in drive using this panel. There's either a touch sensitive panel here or the digital screen. Now let me pull away. This is a dual motor Foundation Series Cybertruck, which means one of the first Cybertrucks on sale, which also means it has one motor in the front, one motor in the rear. Combined horsepower, according to Tesla, is about 600 horsepower and about, well, they say 4.1 seconds 0 to 60. It has steer-by-wire, so there's no mechanical connection between the steering wheel and the steering system. But it also has variable ratio steering effectively because it's all computer controlled and software driven. Also, it's a little weird. The steering wheel is kind of small, it's kind of squarish, and yeah, it's a little weird. I need to reprogram my brain just a little. So I'm going on about a 16 mile or so, maybe 20 mile round trip. I want to get a sense for how the Cybertruck tows, and I reset trip B. so we can see how much energy we're using, and we can kind of estimate and compare it to some of the other electric pickups that we've tested. This is quite interesting. The cabin feels really high quality, but I can hear a lot of mechanical electric motor sound, which is not a bad thing because we all love engines and motors, right? So we want to hear some sort of mechanical connection, but I want to see how loud or quiet this is. So at about 45 miles an hour, well, at slower speeds, it's about 64 decibels, which is very quiet. I once was talking to a Rivian engineer, the team that designed the Rivian truck, and they were also telling me that they didn't want to pipe any fake sound into the Rivian truck, but they wanted some of the natural electric power sound to be audible to the driver and passengers. But the Rivian is quieter than this. I'm using a little bit of a brake pedal to stop, and I didn't feel like I had enough regen to just kind of slow me down fast enough. The Cybertruck is actually a wide vehicle, pretty much as wide as a full-size pickup truck. It's also approximately as long as a full-size crew cab Ford. And the visibility is limited. I mean, my rear camera is useless because I'm towing. Yes, I could potentially rig up a camera on the back of my trailer and wire in another screen. I could do that. The mirrors, because this truck is wide enough, I can kind of see outside of my trailer, but the surface area of the mirror is kind of strange, and I don't see to the ground quite as well. For example, where my trailer tires are when I'm turning. So it's not ideal. Of course, I can lower the mirror a little bit, but then again, I'm losing a little bit of vision. So I wish that Cybertruck had actually separate towing mirrors, maybe. So if an owner wanted to tow trailers more regularly, like this camper, that they can select a different mirror package and have a slightly different mirror. Alright, it's highway time. I want to stretch the legs and see how it handles at about, 65 miles an hour or so. So I'm going to accelerate to 65 and set my cruise control. There. Actually, I'm in California. What am I thinking? I have to go 55. California, when are you going to fix that? When are you going to fix towing speed limit? I'm just wondering. I mean, it's not 1981 anymore. So actually, I gotta say a couple things about the suspension. It's still very, very comfy. So the air suspension is comfortable when the truck is unloaded. It's comfortable when I put the trailer weight on the hitch. And let me accelerate just a hair more. I'm not feeling any type of sway. This is a large trailer. This trailer from hitch to tail is about 33 feet, 26 feet of living space on this trailer. It's very tall, it's very wide, and it weighs about 7,000 pounds. So we did not connect the weight distribution attachment just for this run because, I mean, it's not a super heavy load and we're just going a short distance. I think a weight distribution hitch could help in super windy conditions, or to remove some of the porpoising or some of the up and down motion between the trailer and the truck. But in general, I think this steering system and the suspension system is handling really well. Even if it was up to me, every pickup truck I would put air suspension and four-wheel steering on. Every time I try it, in the Hummer EV, in the Silverado, every time I try either air suspension or four-wheel steering, or both in this case, it just helps with towing. So that's a good part of it. The bad part of it is probably the energy usage that we will check in a minute, and to see exactly what that is. Other than that, I'm still kind of getting used to the steering wheel. Feels a little bit smallish, almost like a video game controller. So here's the result of this first towing trip. 22 miles driven, 20 kilowatt hours used, and 892 watt hours per mile. I'm used to looking at it in terms of miles per kilowatt hour, which is 0.9 or 0.91 in this case. So it's less than 1. It's understandable given how tall this trailer is. It has a lot of air resistance. And the Cybertruck has approximately 120-ish, maybe 123 kilowatt hours of total energy, which means with this particular trailer, this camping trailer, if everything is awesome, it could probably tow it about 100 miles, maybe a little bit more. So yeah, so that's an issue with electric vehicles right now. When you're pulling heavy or large trailers, your efficiency will go down and you will have to stop and charge about every 100 miles in this case. So thankfully, Tesla network is pretty good, really reliable, really good, except they don't have a lot of pull-through charging spots, which means if you are charging on the highway, on the road at Tesla superchargers, you may have to disconnect your trailer in order to pull up to a station to charge, which would be, with a trailer this big, could be a big deal. So that's the result. Well, once again, I want to thank Eric for allowing me to use his Cybertruck and his camping trailer for this first towing experience. I thought the truck was super stable, like I told you. It was very comfortable. It was relatively quiet. I noticed the electric motors noise, which was actually kind of refreshing to actually hear what the machine is doing as you're driving. The consumption was pretty high. Yep, I kind of expected that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And check us out at oldtfl.com for all the latest news in one place. Thank you.